Recently, I took a tour to visit some effective leaders who are doing very well at delivering good and quality leadership to their people, from corporate organization, religious organization, non-governmental organization. And they shared with me some of the secret and keys that make them effective in their leadership. And that is what I'll be giving you this in this session. Guess what? I One of that secret that I got from them is listening. Listening in leadership, I define it as a leader paying attention to the followers to without interruption, rather to gain information and knowledge from them. Oftentimes, leaders think that the what they know, or those the few people around them, the knowledge they can give them or the information that they give them is the best. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. One of the leaders says something that touched me. He said that I have this attitude that I can never learn anything from what I say, but rather, whatever everyone says, there is always a knowledge to take from it. I striked me. That is a very effective leader. So, in leadership, listening, I do tell people that there is knowledge and information is a source of intelligence in leadership. There are basically the six value you gain as a leader when you can listen to your followers, and I'll be sharing it with you this morning. The one of those values you gain is that listening makes you a good learner. The evidence that a leader is a learner is found in his ability to listen. There is one attitude I developed recently. I believe that every day I should learn something. Everyone can teach me something. Every time I learn, I benefit. And that attitude has guided me. The evidence of your leadership is found in your ability to learn. And your ability to learn is found in your ability to do what? To listen. When you listen, you get knowledge. And you say knowledge is power. How will you not have power in leadership when you do not tap into the source of power, which is what? Listening to those you are leading. Guess what? Some people or some of your followers or the people you are leading, some of them may have something you do not. In fact, you are not a leader because of what you know. You don't have monopoly of knowledge. So, listening and paying attention to gain information is one of the things that is very important to you as a leader. Another thing that you gain from listening is that listening will save you from diving into disaster or taking your people into disaster or even also end the disaster that confronting your people. Let me share what the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, he said one day he was on an interview. He said that during his tenure in Anambra State as a governor, he went to Onitsha. Then, because there was incessant insecurity crisis in that place, when he got there, he saw a madman at Opiwek. The madman rushed to greet him as a governor. They were chasing him away, including the security. He said, "No, leave him." Now he now approached. He said, "My governor," I said, "Thank you for coming here. Do you see this national of road transport workers? Their fence, back of their fence. That's where the criminals, their hideout, they come from there to attack here. When they attack, they run back there. If you demolish that place, you put an end to this insecurity." Guess what? This is a madman. But because if the governor has said he's a madman and walk away, that insecurity would have continued the persistence. But because he listened, he got this information from him. He saved his people from the disaster of insecurity. Most of our leaders suffer today because they think that those who on the street don't have any knowledge to give them, don't have information to give them. In fact, we that on the street are the ones that are very, very knowledgeable, more than them. That's what it can do to you. The insecurity in Anambra State came to an end because the governor listened to who? To the madman. Another thing listening does for a leader is that the listening makes a leader to gain trust. He cements his trust between his followers. Show me a leader that is well trusted by his people. I will show you a leader that gives a listening ear. The day you start listening to your people, you start gaining their trust. And that is what listening does for you in leadership. Listening also helps the leader to improve his organization. You know that when you take a position of leadership. The intention of the people is to see a better and progressive organization. And sometimes we think as a leader that the idea we have, our ideas are the best. And when we apply that idea, it works. But oftentimes when you apply that your idea, it do not work. They do not work. Why do they work? They do not work because that might not be, they may be incoherent with the reality on ground. But when you listen to those who are following the followers, they may have better information than you. Many people do not know that the Nokia was the highest some time ago in the 90s and in the early 2000s. Nokia company was the number one, a champion in a handset phone industry. But what killed them is because they failed to listen. The top management officers refused to listen when the junior staff were giving them information on what is happening. The same thing happened to BlackBerry because you failed to listen. Any leader that wants to succeed must have the skill of listening, not just having the skill, but make it a paramount in his leadership. You must be able to come down from your high horse to where you can meet the people. Leadership is all about people. And you can only deliver quality leadership when you go to the people. And that is what listening does for you. Now, leadership, listening also helps a leader to do what? To gain a ground and become formidable. So, when you listen to the people, you gain a ground. You get their heart. You know, the leaders first catch the heart before they extend the hand. And it's only in listening you can gain that in leadership. I would like you to share this video. As I come back next time, let other people learn from it and let it go viral. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will share the video.